right, man. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez Sr. Apparently, last night he received the Trainer of the Year award. All right, for I guess last year, everything probably backed up for the pandemic. So Teofimo Lopez was the 2020 Fighter of the Year. He did an acceptance speech. All right, talked about last night. Bob Arum says he didn't know if Teofimo Lopez was going to fight again. Okay, and then his father gave his speech last night as well. Uh, I think he was a Trainer of the Year, Boxing Writers of America. So that was the Boxing Writers of America. They gave him the awards. Now some people on social media were saying that, how did they get those awards? They didn't deserve those awards. Well, he became undisputed. He beat Lomachenko last year. Last year was, you got to remember, it was an irregular year. When you look at it, wasn't no fights from March all the way down to the end of the summer. When you look at Teofimo Lopez in a year where a lot of guys tuned up, he fought Lomachenko. He stepped in there and did what Gervonta Tank Davis didn't want to do. So that was the biggest win of last year, in my opinion. I think Zepeda Barosnik had the fight of the year, maybe the knockout of the year. So remember, you had boxing for 2 months in the first quarter. Then you had boxing like June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And a lot of the boxing fights that was going on were considered tune-ups. All right, remember the Top Rank had the mundane bubble, and then PBC came with some fights. Some fights was canceled. Some fights went on. It was kind of like an off year for boxing. I mean, for sports, a lot of people put an asterisk by a lot of what went on last year. But I don't have an issue with them getting it. Because you could have gave Tyson Fury for what he did to Deontay Wilder. Yeah. I'm not arguing that. But I really had no issue with it. Now people looking at, I don't know if they're thinking about if it's this year, it was last year. So when you think about it, it was last year. All right. That's who they didn't get it for this year. They got it for last year. So I don't have no issue with it. His father done something right to get him to that point, to that boiling point, to the point of being, when you wanted to call him undisputed, because WBC, Unified Champion, IBF, WBO, Super WBA. They also gave him the ring millennial belt, which is really a lot of people don't consider hold the weight that he used to, because for promotional pumping, you got Golden Boy holds, and that's conflict of interest. But it is what it is. So I don't have no issue with it. I mean, you find me a fighter next year other than Tyson Fury you thought deserved the award for last year during the pandemic. Remember, you didn't have boxing March, April, May, and then June, July came back some top ranked boxing. I think PBC kicked their boxing off in August, but he says Teofimo Lopez will fight Devin Haney and Josh Taylor in 2022, says Teofimo Sr. Now, I heard Ben Davidson said they're not interested in fighting Teo after he lost. And they saying Devin Haney got to come up to 140. So, It says Teo Sr. says he wants to, can we see this? Yeah, we can. He says he wants undisputed 140-pound champion Josh Taylor next for his son, Teo Jr. And then Devin Haney. Surprisingly, Teo Sr. was voted Trainer of the Year for 2020. Teo Sr. said on Thursday that his son was sick with a hole in his throat and chest during the loss of George Kambosos last month on November 27th in New York, and he was too ill to fight the way he needed for him to come out victorious. But which one is it? Did he get robbed? Was he sick? Was his shoulder? And you hear all types of rumors. So it's a question whether the former undisputed lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez, 16-1-12, will be able to get either of those fights that his father wants next year. Josh Taylor, 18-0, 13 big ones, KOs, who holds all 4 belts at 140, has nothing to gain now by fighting Teo. The same applies to unbeaten Haney, 27-0 with 15 knockouts. Of the two, Haney would be more likely willing to fight Teo because they need a win over him to increase his popularity, to show the public that he has the talent to be the higher caliber opponent. Teo Sr. wants Josh Taylor next for Teo. Quote, shows it to them, show it to them, and we did it fast in 16 fights, said Teo Sr. Teofimo Lopez Sr. to ESPN News on being voted as Trainer of the Year in 2020. Quote, they're their own people. They do what they want to do. But the fight, Gervonta Davis and Easter Cruz was very close with the guy that wasn't even a contender. It was last moment replacement, last moment notice that he had to fight, said Teo Sr. on Tank fighting Pitbull Cruz last Sunday night. All right, I had I'm not hating on nobody, quote, but there's a lot of things you need to do in the ring, and we're going to show the whole world, man, and we got big fights coming. So apparently he believes his son will continue to fight on. Bob Arum said he know if they would fight again. Quote, we can fight Devin, we can fight Tank. Yeah, we can do that, said T.O. Senior when asked if he wants to make fights between T.O. and Devin Haney at 40. Quote, the kid is growing too fast, but we got to get the 4 belts first. We want Josh Taylor next. People are going to see what my son is all about, said T.O. Senior. Next year, we'll see if T.O. can get Taylor or Haney to fight him in 2022. But even if that they don't, T.O. needs to stay busy and try to fight 3 times a minimum. These would be good options for T.O. at 140. Regis Progress, Jose Ramirez, George Camboso Jr., Sharam, Gary Anton Russell, Sandor Martin, Ramirez Ponce, Victor Postal, Jose Zepeda, Jose Pedraza. If T.O. wants to be a world champion at 140, he needs to prove that he can beat these type of guys in the weight class. So, the loss will make T.O. feel stronger. Quote, how can you fight with a hole in your chest and a hole in your throat, said T.O. Senior on T.O. fighting with injuries for his last title defense against George Camboso, which he lost on November 27th. Quote, that wasn't my son inside the ring. We have a different style. He only used a one because he couldn't do nothing else, and he couldn't bend down. He couldn't move to the side. We was getting sicker and sicker. Quote, I don't worry about this. This is going to make us stronger, said T.O. Senior on T.O. disappointed loss to Camboso. Quote, when they took it away from us in the Olympics, now they took it away from us in the pros. How we came stronger after the Olympics. We won't want that happen again. Trust me, we'll be the first male boxer to win back-to-back undisputed, said T.O. Senior. It remains to be seen whether T.O.'s loss to Camboso will make him stronger. Right now, the perception is that the loss made T.O. weaker, considering he chose to reject the offer from Camboso when offered to give him a rematch. Well, they said he couldn't make 140 pounds no more. So, 35 pounds. So, they moving all the way up. So, I mean, it is what it is. Congratulations, T.O. Senior, for getting that award. You know, that's a great accomplishment from the Boxing Writers of America. So, I mean, we just got to wait and see. You know, but I mean, it is what it is, man. So, I mean, as far as I don't think Josh Taylor is too interested in fighting a guy coming off a loss. I mean, he can move up and be the mandatory for Terrence Crawford next year or 2023. So, I mean, he got a fight with Jack Catterall February 26th, which was actually supposed to be pushed back. To it was supposed to be this month, December something, but they got pushed back because Josh Taylor suffered an injury. So, I mean, that is what it is. It's happened. I talked to with Catterall in Vegas, got a video interview with him while I was in Vegas, and really good guy. So, I mean, we had to wait and see. But T.O. bring anything to the table. He fight in a small room. In his hometown, it's not like he gonna bring, Josh Taylor once in a generation or a great payday. So he gonna work his way back up. The rumor I heard that if he was to beat Camboso, he's come back to face Arnold Barboza. I heard it was some beef there. Barboza, he is a guy that don't have big knockout power. Kind of sound like, as far as just looking at his record, sound like a good tune-up fight for T.O. And then, he's supposed to come back first Barboza in February, and then sometime in the summer, spring, take on Josh Taylor, which I'm not sure if he's still going to fight Barboza. Barboza's 26-0 losses, 0 draws with 10 knockouts. So he's undefeated. So, I heard it was some type of beef there, but I'm not sure if he's still going to come back versus Barboza. We know it probably won't be in February, so you're probably looking at him to return. This is just speculation, assumption, probably sometime in the spring. So, I mean, we'll see. But I would imagine Barboza still will be an opponent. Maybe Taylor takes somebody else on, and then T.O. takes somebody else on, and then they turn around and fight in the fall. They have to rebuild T.O. in the public eyes. And after Barboza, I mean, if you give me who he should fight, maybe in a crossroad fight with Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? Sandor Martin is a good opponent, but I think Martin and guys like that is too risky for the first two. Let him fight Barboza. He undefeated, look good, and let him come back and fight, Jose Ramirez in the winter, get Josh Taylor or something like that. So, I mean, we'll see. And that's, contingent on Josh Taylor beating Jack Catterall, which is not a given. So, I mean, Sandor Martin would be a good second fight. I mean, you got options, but it's a dangerous division for him. I'm not sure how he's gonna do in this division because Sandor Martin is an up and coming guy. Victor Postal still hanging Jermaine. Jack Catterwall solid. Or Harry Davis, he rebuilding himself. Reaches progressing monster. Or Reacher Jr. monster. You got an up and coming guy like Brandon Lee. You got the Matias Scott. You got Pedraza. I mean, Peter Sheldon. You got a whole bunch. You got Bakra Madamadev, dude who really a lot of people thought beat Mario Barrios. It's a dangerous division. So let me know what you got, girls and guys think. Check out the Box News playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel on my social media link subscription. Twitter's the fastest way, and Facebook and Instagram. Reach out anytime. You got business question, inquiry, sponsor, video question. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. All my social media links in description. Appreciate the love and support. Best way to donate. Thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Comment, and then subscribe button. This the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop a video. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Comment.